Now going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Vivek going on Chris Cuomo's show and calling him out, going viral, getting 1.7 million views. Now this is tweeted, or as, again, 18 people call it, posted on Vivek's personal Twitter profile. And he says before the actual interview, or this, again, it's just a 2-minute, 30-second clip, Vivek says, quote, "I get that Chris Cuomo is trying to rebrand himself as some neutral journalist, but I'll call a spade a spade. Chris and the rest of the establishment media have been force-feeding lies to the American people for years with the intent to divide us, and now they've picked their favorite Republican stooge. The people won't be fooled," unquote. And without further ado,
Ramaswamy, why do you keep going at Nikki Haley? Why do you think this is going to bear fruit?
Chris, I don't know what you've been smoking, man. You and the rest of the mainstream media. It's laughable. Nikki Haley's been going after me the whole campaign. First debate, second debate. You know, she's been trailing me for much of the time, but I realize the establishment media has realized that there's a puppet they want to put up.
she also called him scum on the debate stage when he pointed out her hypocrisy of her being very much against TikTok, but her daughter being one of the most popular people on TikTok, and Vivek using it as a tool to campaign, and him actually addressing the root issue of data going over to China, and not just banning one app, but having a terms of service in which if you want to do an app in the United States, you can't exfiltrate all your data. And he used the example of Airbnb. They send all their data to the CCP, which again, so if you use Airbnb, China knows a little bit more about you. But nevertheless, back to the interview.
I'm not playing that game. The grassroots of this country know they want a leader who isn't going to send us, our sons and daughters, to go die in foreign wars that racked up $7 trillion in debt. Dick Cheney 2.0 is taking over the GOP. Problem is the Democratic establishment media is now rooting for war too. I'm the only candidate speaking for a true America First agenda on that debate stage, and I think we're going to be successful.
Vivek, how are you going to bring people together when you just put together a tapestry of conspiracies? You know that I'm not pitching anything about
Chris,
Nikki Haley.
what are you talking about?
Come on my show.
There's no tapestry.
She won't even come on my show.
There's no tapestry
of
conspiracies. I'm sure she doesn't.
Hold on a second. I let you put it out there, and now I get to finish smoking, and now I get to answer, which is, this is what the media is doing, is putting up Nikki Haley against me because they know I'm the real deal. Please. She hasn't even been on my show. I'm just watching you get slapped around by her, and I'm wondering what your strategy is.
The fact of the matter is, Chris, my strategy is calling out the mainstream media like I did to Kristen Welker at the start of that debate. I asked her about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, told her to look the audience in the eye and apologize to them. Just like I'll tell you, you're part of the mainstream media despite pretending like you're not. Look the audience in the eye and tell how you covered for your brother. For all that happened.
I'm part of the mainstream media. Hey, listen.
And you play the same games that the rest of the mainstream media does.
You're
doing it tonight.
That's fine.
You have been covering for your brother. You have been playing a game. You were kicked off here at CNN.
Of course I help my brother. Of course I do.
And you know what? That's been journalistic standards that have now been failed, not just by you, but by every member of the broken political media. So yes, it is going to take an outsider to call it out. And you want to look
everyone in the media is responsible for covering for my brother? See what I'm saying?
90% of the media is colluding.
Do you remember during the lockdowns, pretty much every media outlet was praising the governor of New York, even though maybe his policies actually had the antithesis of a good effect. They actually hurt and killed people. Specifically, the policy that Cuomo thought was a good idea to send infected old folks back to the nursing homes. And yet everyone in the media was calling them America's governor. He's great. Yeah, not so much.
By going too broad.
Pushing one answer
Vivek,
on the American public for the origin of COVID-19,
which is what?
To the Hunter Biden laptop story,
what
to now which
have
people
to
they decide they want to put up as their puppets
what
to take on Donald
any of
Trump.
That have
that's just
to
the
do?
fact of the matter.
Look.
And in terms of the comments, it got 31,000 likes. So pretty darn good ratio right there. I'll say one of the top comments comes from J.T. Halton, PhD, says, quote, "After the COVID CNN performance with him, it's astonishing he's still in the media," unquote. Got 2.1 thousand likes. Kevin Kilman says, quote, "Keep going straight at them, Vivek. You're right, and it's refreshing to see," unquote. Getting 2.4 thousand likes. Someone by the name of Ed Patiso saying, quote, "Chris Cuomo made himself irrelevant after pushing, quote, mostly peaceful protest with the backdrop of cities burning. Pfizer owned shill," unquote. Getting 949 likes. Kathleen Wishtel says, quote, "This is hilarious. Vivek for the win," unquote, getting 492 likes. Let's see here. DV says, quote, "Accountability is a foreign concept to politicians and media personalities," unquote, getting 437 likes. Tea Party says, quote, "The mere fact that he called your points a tapestry of conspiracies shows he's right back where he started. He's part of the fake news," unquote. Got 1.1 thousand likes. Lifting Socks says, quote, "Look at his face as you call him out. He doesn't even know how to respond," unquote, getting 738 likes. Let's see here. Is there anything positive for the Cuomo? Free the World says, quote, "Notice how even as Chris Cuomo denied pushing Nikki Haley, her photos were all over the screen, and the headline was, 'Nikki Haley continues to rise in the GOP polls,' not 'Trump continues to dominate the GOP polls,' or 'Vivek boldly speaking out against mainstream media,' unquote, getting 39 likes. Valerie G says, quote, "I agree. Now he's trying to rebrand himself to become relevant again," unquote, getting 97 likes. Let's see here. OSM says, quote, "Trump opened the door on false news narrative. Vivek charging, though. There is no peace without victory in the narrative war," unquote, getting 92 likes. Let's see here. So, let's see here. Chris Contral says, quote, "Dude needs to go work at McDonald's. He has no business being a so-called journalist," unquote, getting 90 likes. So, as the youth might say, Cuomo was ratioed. Again, it seems to be 99% of the comments are all overwhelmingly supportive of Vivek. And it'll be interesting to see as he continues to call out the discrepancies and ineptitudes of all these people. Will it help him rise in the polls? Or is he going to be about the same? After the third debate, I think some of the biggest increases we saw were around Nikki Haley. I mean, DeSantis, again, this is as of November. Well, let's see. So we have now we have now 4 polls that were taken after the third GOP debate. After the third polls, and again, this isn't just those 4 polls. Actually, it's all the polls. So it's a poll aggregator, and it looks like Trump is now at 58.3%. DeSantis is at 14.8%. So DeSantis, he increased by a little bit, 0.7. Nikki Haley is now at 9.1%. Vivek is at 4.5%. So it looks like Vivek, past couple of days, yeah, it looks like past couple of days, steady or down by 0.5. Christie is down, so he's now at 2.4%. He was closer to 3%. Hutchinson is still in the race somehow at 0.7%. Burgum is still in the running at 0.6%. So again, it'll be interesting to see. And of course, Trump is 38 points ahead, 39 points ahead, 50 points ahead, 51 points ahead in all these subsequent individual polls. So again, it'll be interesting to see how it breaks down from here. But let me know in the comments, what does Vivek need to do to keep those numbers going up in a positive direction? Because for a while he was neck and neck with Nikki Haley. And again, this is a poll aggregator. It's not a huge sample size. Mostly studies are between 1,300 or 1,000 and 3,000 recipients or people who took the poll. So let me know in the comments. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to catch up. And then what is it going to take for him to catch up? It'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you again, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Don't forget to take the time to like and subscribe and comment. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of November, so you click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, the comments and the feedback are greatly appreciated because that's how to make the show better and better and improve. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.